Claire Phoenix. I'm here at the World Expo in Milan, and I'm here with Alessandro Cagli. He's Director for EU Public Affairs for the Ferrero Group, based in Brussels. Alessandro, I was very interested to hear your explanation about palm oil. There's a lot of misconceptions here. Would you like to give me your views on how it's misunderstood?
Yeah, sure. I'm sure you've heard something because we've been in the news lately a lot due to the declarations by Minister Ségolène Royal in France. Well, there are usually two things that are said about palm oil. The first thing is that it's supposedly bad for your health, and the second thing is that it's supposedly bad for the environment. Now, on the first issue, I think the story is quite simple. To put it in a nutshell, anything, if eaten in a huge quantity, can be bad for you. If you drink 6 liters of water in a day, you'll end up at the hospital, and yet it's water. Palm oil is 50% unsaturated fats and 50% saturated fats. So it is true that there is a component of saturated fats, which means that of course you should need huge quantities of it. But the point is, what is the overall daily intake of saturated fats in your diet, which comes from different sources. It comes from butter, it comes from meat, it comes from all sorts of other foods. According to the data that we have in most European countries, only 10% of the total intake of saturated fats of the European diet comes from palm oil. So even if you were to remove palm oil, you would diminish the intake of saturated fats by only 10%. So the point is, as usual, to have a varied diet, to eat in moderation, a little bit of everything, including things with palm oil without exaggerating. So this is the, let's say, from the health point of view. Then there's the environmental issue, and I think that the story with Ségolène Royal was funny enough, but it was helpful to make it known that there is such a thing as certified sustainable palm oil. This is palm oil which is traceable, that comes from plantations that have been there for a long time, so that the trees were not put there following deforestation and destruction of forests. And the company that I represent, Ferrero, since the beginning of 2015, only uses in all its products worldwide only certified sustainable segregated palm oil, which means we don't buy certificates we know exactly where the palm oil comes from. People who refine palm oil for us have a separated facility so that we know exactly what's the whole path that our palm oil does, and this is an obsession for all raw materials, I would say, for Ferrero. We call it the known bag. That's the theory. We want to know where the bag of any raw materials that we use in our products comes from. And this is true also for my palm oil. So it was unfortunate that Ségolène Royal spoke precisely about us, because she picked one of the very few companies who only use 100% certified sustainable palm oil. And in fact, this was testified also by many NGOs who came in our defense and saying, well, don't take it with Ferrero. Look at companies that do not use certified sustainable palm oil. And the solution is not to boycott palm oil, because if you boycott palm oil, you're actually not giving certified palm oil a chance. You are actually destroying the possibility of using certified palm oil. So
you're also saying that the alternatives are not always as good either, because you have to add.
The point is that palm oil has a particular characteristic, which is it's a solid fat, and this helps to give foods a certain textures. If you were to try to obtain the same effect, the same sensorial effect, the same taste effect with other oils, you would have to use the process of hydrogenation of fats, which produces trans fats, which are really bad. So palm oil also has the good aspect, which is helpful in not having trans fats. You've heard recently that the Food and Drug Administration in the US has declared that trans fats are not anymore generally recognized as safe ingredient. So there is, in Denmark, they're forbidden. So trans fats are really, recognized as an issue. And as I said, palm oil helps us to have the same kind of taste, but without having trans fats. So that's another thing that people often don't know.
We don't. That makes things much clearer. So thank you very much indeed.
You're
Thank
welcome.
you.